The planted thoughts, the scent hit me first. A wave of pure, unadulterated calm. It was like sinking into a warm bath. All the knots in my shoulders loosening, the frantic hamster wheel in my brain finally slowing down. Serenity Bloom. The label on the sleek, minimalist diffuser read. Emily had bought it, raving about how it had helped her sleep better. I'd been skeptical, but after a particularly brutal week at work, the gentle floral aroma was undeniably soothing. "This stuff is actually pretty good," I admitted to her that evening, sprawled on the couch. Emily smiled, looking smug. "Told you, best $10 I ever spent." We drifted off to sleep that night in a haze of lavender and chamomile, the air in our small apartment thick with the comforting fragrance. I slept soundly, without the usual tossing and turning, and woke up feeling more refreshed than I had in weeks. The next day, however, a strange thought flickered through my mind as I was making coffee. Maybe I should call in sick today. It wasn't a rational thought. I wasn't feeling unwell, and I had a crucial presentation looming. I shook it off, attributing it to lingering sleepiness. But the thoughts persisted throughout the day, little intrusive whispers that didn't feel like my own. "That new coworker, Karen, has a really annoying laugh." I'd never consciously thought that before. Karen was a bit loud, sure, but annoying. Maybe I should rearrange the living room. At 3 in the morning. The urge was bizarre, completely out of sync with my usual desire for sleep at that hour. "You seem a bit distracted today," Emily commented that evening as we ate dinner. "Yeah, I don't know," I said, frowning. "Just weird thoughts popping into my head. Nothing serious." She shrugged it off, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The Serenity Bloom diffuser had been running constantly, filling our apartment with its calming scent. I found myself inhaling deeply whenever I was near it, a subconscious craving for that wave of tranquility. Over the next few days, the thoughts became more insistent, more specific, and increasingly unsettling. "That old man on the bus is staring at you. He knows something." I'd catch myself glaring at innocent strangers, a flicker of suspicion I couldn't explain. "Emily's been acting strange lately. Maybe she's hiding something." A seed of paranoia began to sprout in my mind, directed at the person I trusted most. "Have you noticed anything weird lately?" I asked Ben at work, trying to sound casual. He looked up from his computer, his brow furrowed. "Weird how?" "Just strange thoughts. Like sudden urges to do things you wouldn't normally do. Or just negative thoughts about people for no reason." Ben frowned. "No, not really. You feeling okay?" I shrugged. "Yeah, fine. Just wondering." That evening, the urge to rearrange the living room at 3 in the morning became almost unbearable. I found myself pacing restlessly, the familiar scent of Serenity Bloom filling my lungs, the calming effect somehow amplifying the bizarre compulsion. Emily stirred in her sleep, groaning softly. "What are you doing?" she mumbled, half asleep. I need to move the bookshelf," I said, the words feeling alien on my tongue. She blinked, trying to focus. "Now? Are you crazy?" I have to," I insisted, a strange urgency gripping me. She sat up, concern etched on her face. "Hey, are you feeling all right? You've been acting a bit strange the past few days." "I'm fine," I snapped, the irritability surprising even myself. "Just leave me alone." The fight that followed was small but sharp, fueled by my inexplicable agitation and Emily's growing worry. It ended with her turning her back to me, a wall of hurt silence between us. As I finally succumbed to the strange urge and started dragging the heavy bookshelf across the floor, the scent of Serenity Bloom seemed to intensify, a sickly sweet aroma that no longer felt calming, but cloying. The next day at work, the thoughts took a darker turn. "That letter opener on your desk, you could really hurt someone with that." The image that flashed through my mind was brutal, shocking. I recoiled from the letter opener as if it were a venomous snake, a cold dread washing over me. I finally connected the dots. The strange thoughts had started around the same time Emily brought home the diffuser. Serenity Bloom. Calming, peaceful, bullshit. That evening, as soon as Emily was out at her book club, I went straight for the diffuser. The small glass vial was almost empty. I unscrewed the top and cautiously sniffed. The scent was overpowering, almost chemical. I started searching online for Serenity Bloom air freshener. The results were sparse, mostly just generic descriptions and glowing reviews. But then I stumbled upon a small, obscure forum, buried deep in the search results. A single thread titled, "Anyone else having weird thoughts with Serenity Bloom?" My heart pounded as I clicked on it. The posts were eerily familiar. Since I started using this, I've had these really dark thoughts about my family. I keep getting urges to quit my job and just walk away. Has anyone else felt incredibly irritable since using this? One post, from a user named sleepless_in_Seattle, sent a shiver down my spine. It's like the scent is planting ideas in my head. Not my own thoughts, but suggestions, and they're getting stronger. I felt a cold dread creep through me. Suggestions? That's exactly what it felt like. Subtle nudges at first, now forceful shoves towards thoughts and actions that were completely alien to me. Emily came home late, the scent of old paper and lavender clinging to her. She looked tired and a little sad. "Hey," she said softly, her eyes searching mine. "Are you okay? What was with last night?" The thought that immediately sprang to my mind was sharp and cruel. She's probably hiding something behind that innocent act. A wave of irrational anger washed over me. "Don't act like you don't know," I snapped, my voice laced with a suspicion I didn't truly feel. "What were you really doing?" She flinched, her face falling. "What are you talking about?" "I was at the library, with the book club, like I always am on Wednesdays." Liar, the word was out of my mouth before I could stop it, fueled by a sudden, overwhelming conviction that she was indeed deceiving me. The argument that ensued was brutal, filled with accusations and hurt, the air thick with unspoken suspicion. I saw the confusion and pain in Emily's eyes, but the planted thoughts had taken root, twisting my perception, making her genuine hurt seem like a carefully constructed facade. As the argument reached its peak, a new thought, cold and clear, bloomed in my mind. "She's the one making you feel this way. She needs to be stopped." The image that followed was visceral, terrifying. My hand instinctively reached for a heavy ceramic mug on the nearby table. Emily saw the movement, her eyes widening in alarm. "Hey, what are you doing, Mark?" The urge was almost unbearable, a powerful current pulling me towards an act of violence I couldn't comprehend. I gripped the mug tightly, my knuckles white, my breath coming in ragged gasps. I don't know," I stammered, the planted thought battling against the horrified realization of what I was about to do. My own will felt weak, fragile against the insidious influence of the scent that still lingered in the air. "Mark, please," Emily pleaded, her voice trembling. "What's wrong with you? This isn't you." Her words, filled with genuine fear and love, cut through the haze of the planted thoughts, a tiny crack of light in the suffocating darkness. I looked at her, truly looked at her, and saw the raw fear in her eyes, the love that had always been there. With a strangled cry, I dropped the mug, the heavy ceramic shattering on the floor. Tears streamed down my face as the horrifying reality of what I had almost done crashed down on me. "It's the diffuser," I sobbed, pointing at the empty vial. "The scent, it's been putting these terrible thoughts in my head." Emily looked confused, then her gaze fell on the diffuser, a flicker of understanding dawning in her eyes. She remembered the strange irritability she'd felt the first few days she used it, the fleeting negative thoughts she'd dismissed as stress. Together, we threw the diffuser and the remaining bottle of Serenity Bloom into the trash, as far away from our apartment as possible. The air slowly began to clear, the cloying sweetness replaced by the familiar, neutral scent of our home. But the planted thoughts lingered, like the phantom scent of a flower long gone. The paranoia towards Emily took time to dissipate, the memory of the violent urge a chilling reminder of how easily my own mind had been manipulated. Trust had been fractured, replaced by a fragile rebuilding, each shared moment tainted by the lingering fear of what the scent had almost made me do. Even now, months later, whenever I catch a faint whiff of lavender or chamomile, a shiver of unease runs down my spine. The world feels a little less safe, the sanctity of my own thoughts forever tainted by the memory of the silent, insidious invasion of the planted thoughts. The calming scent had almost cost me everything, turning the peace of my own mind into the most terrifying battleground of all.